My question is to this side against the motion. Does the charter school model require that public schools still exist? I guess, in other words, if public schools cease to exist, how would charter schools account for the very worst students or students of parents who can't or won't look out for their best interest?
Can you tell me your name?
Nathan.
Every state constitution has an education clause. The education clause says that you must provide a public, free, universal education to children before they're emancipated. It could be age 18 or 16. I don't see public education going away. There are 50 million kids in there today. 3 million students are in charter schools. I don't see it going away because there's always going to be a need for public education. I don't think it's got to be a one-size-fits-all public education. If there's anything to go away, hopefully it's the mindset that there's only one way to deliver public education.
Gary or Julian? Gary.
It's an interesting question. I think I want to take it a little bit to the side, but when we look at these companies, many of them look like they have fantastic records, KIPP schools and success academies here in New York City. We should look at why aren't these, if these are such great ideas, why aren't these schools, and many of them have considered, and KIPP has tried, but to take over districts. We've had Detroit Public Schools and other districts have put out requests for proposals inviting these miracle companies to come and serve public school students in their schools where they have the same enrollment policies in the same catchment areas and where they have to take all kids that are there, even those that come in the middle of the school year. KIPP schools tried it in Colorado. After 2 years, they failed, and they'll never open another district school. They're only going to do charter schools because the model allows them to have selective entry and exit processes and benefit from that.
Well, what about this claim of selective entry?
Yeah, that's not how charter schools work, and that's not why they choose to have a charter school. They choose to have a charter school because they can apply their model in a charter free from rules and regulations that require you to use particular products, teach at certain times. Do you know that most union contracts forbid a teacher from actually taking on additional responsibility? So the reason they won't do a district school is because districts require you to follow their rules. The district system is broken. The idea that there can be one management company, you want to talk about a company, it's a company, a management organization that is full of individuals who have been unfortunately having to follow rules and regulations over time that many of them have had nothing to do with. And when they do well, it's because they will fully admit they creatively non-complied.
So when Albert Shanker first envisioned charter schools, the idea was that they would be more democratic. They'd be teacher-run, they would be community-run. Well, 5 or 6 years later, he became disenchanted with the idea of charter schools because what had happened is nonprofit and for-profit corporations had come in to run the schools. Charter schools, if they don't have public accountability, direct public accountability, are anti-democratic. So saying that publicly elected school boards and districts and unions, which are also democratic organizations, are an old idea. I don't think democracy is an old idea. In fact, I think we need excessive democracy when it comes to our thinking about education reform. We need to avoid education reform that is top-down and concentrates power in the hands of just a few people.
I agree
We need to
with you.
focus on community-based solutions.